We're back with you for week number 3 of the Roar Down, talking North Alabama football. The Lions are in spring practice mode right now. 7 practices in the books, I believe. They took a week off for spring break. Now we're back at it. Benjamin Ray, Mike Ezekiel. It's about to be Mike and Mike in the morning. Mike Johnson's going to join us, Levy Johnson as well. And Mike, big news for UNA football with the tickets going on sale for the game against Samford over in Huntsville. We had the big press conference Tuesday in Huntsville. Again, you just see the excitement everywhere we go.
Yeah, the excitement's building, and I think what fans are even more excited about is we're going to have 7 football games this year in the North Alabama region. The one you referred to at Joe Davis Stadium, first football game to be played in that venue where the Huntsville Stars were for a long time, and now professional soccer, and now UNA football will be playing there. And then 6 games at Bank Independence Stadium, which got to see it today, this morning. It's coming along, looking great, and excited for all the fans to see it in September. Season tickets are on sale now, and we're really excited.
We're in the Pierce Hospitality Suite right now, and Ben Bond, he's been in here. He was actually selling some tickets while we were in here, but they have already exceeded the season tickets total sales from last year, and they still got a ways to go. I mean, people can't wait to get inside this new stadium.
Yeah, you can feel the anticipation building, just the amount of fans that have already pledged to get their tickets or asking questions about it, and people really want to be here for this, and this football program's excited too, and they could feel the buzz. You could feel it at practice right now. They know that new stadium's coming online. They know that a new season's coming up, and we got a great staff, great players. They're all really excited.
So far during the Roar Down, we've chatted with Coach Dearman and defensive lineman Josh White. Week 2, we had Clint Bowen and Travis Partridge. Took a week off for spring break. You can go back and catch those interviews as well on any of our social sites. But big one today, one of the all-time greats, Mike Johnson, is here, and it's kind of a family affair today, Mike.
It is, yeah. His son Levy is here as well, who's going to be playing at UNA here in the fall. He's an offensive lineman. He's played a lot of different positions on the O-line. He's kind of a utility, but should be a tackle this year, and excited to talk to him and talk to his dad as well. It's funny. We tried to get Mike on in the fall doing some of our Friday night football shows, and we were not able to make it happen, but we're making it happen today, and the fans want to hear from Mike Johnson, so it's really exciting.
It's a Lion Legend Legacy edition of the Roar Down with UNA football. We'll take a quick slide out, and we'll let Mike Johnson slide in when we come back. Here we go. A Lion legend joins us here on the Roar Down. Mike Johnson, North Alabama linebackers coach. After being one of the greatest linebackers to play at North Alabama, we're going to talk all about that. And Mike, I was thinking about this with you coming on. Last year was a homecoming. You coached running backs at North Alabama.
Yes, sir.
Back for year number 2. And does it feel like you're officially back home now that you're leading that linebackers room?
It definitely feels I'm a lot more comfortable now. Don't have to study quite as much and be prepared for the day as much. It's kind of like riding a bike. Had to get back used to it, but I'm here. I'm doing it, and I'm in love, man.
That's great to hear. And I wanted to ask you about last year and coaching the running backs. What all have you learned? Obviously, you brought a different perspective, being the guy that terrorized the running backs for all those years, and then learning how to coach them. What did you learn from that experience?
Man, so just under Coach Dearman's tutelage and his coaching style, that was definitely a learning curve. Just being able to learn how to isolate an outside linebacker, or to run on a corner, or run on a poor tackling safety was definitely things that I thought I knew, but being able to go through it last year and being able to game plan week to week, and to see the way that we were attacking people, also with tempo, with running our quarterbacks, just giving them different looks, using Destin, using Ari. Man, I learned a lot, and I can't replace that level of learning. You can't pay for it. So being able to experience it, being able to absorb it, and to learn it, it has just made me a better coach overall.
And then last year you had Javian Juice Allen leading that room, and
Yes, sir.
man, he's the kind of guy that you wish you had for 4 or 5 years, right? Not just the 2 years we had, but I felt like he played with his heart on his sleeve, almost kind of like how you played the linebacker position when you were here.
I saw a lot of myself in Juice, in JD, and even LT. And I think just them being around me after a while, they took on my personality a little bit, just as far as toughness, as far as wanting to compete. And man, Juice is different though. Juice is just one of those guys that you only got to tell him something once, and he's gonna do his best to go out and execute that plan.
Talking about the leaders in the running backs room, and now we're going to the spring where you're coaching linebackers and you're trying to establish those leaders now. And you got some guys returning like Tango McCauley, you got
Yeah.
Bishop Burkhalter,
Yeah.
a really good room. Talk about some of those guys as you're kind of getting to know them now through the spring practice.
Man, so I thought I knew him from being on the other side of the ball and competing against them every day. And now that I'm around these guys and being able to coach them, but also impact their lives in other ways, man, I love these kids. And they all bring different things to the table. They have different styles of play. Tango wants to physically dominate you. That's his mindset. That's the way that he practices. That's the way he plays. Bishop is a little more in between. Bishop is a little bit more finesse, but he has a very physical side to him as well. Brady, one of the newcomers, definitely one of the bigger linebackers that I have, and he wants to strike you. He wants to physically impose his will on you. And Nolan, man, Nolan has been a pleasant surprise. He came in at about 205 pounds, and right now I want to say he's up to about 222. And he's very versatile. Um, so being able to use his skill set in multiple ways is something that, as a coaching staff, we're excited about, just to be able to pair him with some guys. And man, I got a good group, and I'm hard on them all, including Ray Sims, and I'm hard on them all. So they're learning, they're growing.
How much has the linebacker position changed from when you were playing? I mean, God, that was only 10, 15 years ago, right?
Ooh,
To
make me feel
today.
old.
Hey, I say only.
I know, man. So I would say there's a lot more finesse in the style of play now. Their linebackers are getting a little bit um, lighter in weight, so that they can move and play more in the pass game. I think when I was um, continuing my career after college, I was more focused on the run game, and just being a downhill linebacker. And I think that has changed more with the offenses that we're starting to see now. It's a lot more spread. There's a lot more counter. There's a lot more RPOs in today's game now. So you have to be able to move at the second level, and that's what I'm going to recruit. Those are the things that I'm looking for as I'm evaluating and recruiting these guys. So I want guys that can run. I want guys that can run.
Let's talk about the new defensive system. Clint Bowen entering his first season as a defensive coordinator. What it's been like learning from him so far, and what you've seen as just being part of that staff.
Man, so Coach Bowen has a wealth of knowledge. He's coached several NFL Hall of Famers. He's done it at the highest of levels for multiple years. So just being able to work with this man, his level of organization on every day. Uh, it's funny. I was just joking with him the other day. I told him he's gonna get carpal tunnel in his right hand, because he's, man, constantly, every time you see the man, he's drawing something up, writing down notes, and just seeing that and seeing that level of being prepared every single day, you start to understand why the man has been who he is on a daily basis. Um, I enjoy learning from him. I enjoy stealing drills from him. I enjoy even the meeting room. He has a special way to connect with players. Now, he doesn't tolerate a lot of mess from them, but I love the fact that he knows how to come back and love on the kids just in the same sentence. Now, he's gonna draw a line with you. And he's very particular about the things that he wants done in a certain way. I love that because the kids want someone to follow, and he presents himself as someone that they should. And man, I just appreciate working with the man.
When I think of the linebacker position at North Alabama, I think there's a little bit of a claim to a linebacker U, right? You go back, Jeff
Oh
Hodges
yeah.
always talked about James Davis kind of started
Oh
it.
my God, yes.
Ronald McKinnon and the great run they had.
Jeff Red Cross.
The run you had, and
Yep.
after you, we inducted him into the Athletic Hall of Fame last year, Tavares Wilson. I mean,
Tavares.
so many great linebackers have
Yeah.
come through. You're connected to that tradition. Do you talk about that much with your room?
I don't, man. The the guys have kind of been asking me about film, and I don't share it with them. You guys know how I am. I'm not gonna talk about myself unless you make me.
We're
But
gonna make you here in a
Yeah,
minute.
that's right.
well, I'm gonna start to show them some. I'm gonna show them some of my clips and some of the highlights, and some of the things that I've done. But that's not really who I am, and y'all know that. But I would definitely claim linebacker U at UNA because of just what we put on tape, the amount of guys that have before me and have followed me as well, and even the guys that I played with. Man, we were all nasty, gritty guys that just wanted to compete, and we really didn't care about stats. We really just cared about the wins and losses, man. So
Well, that's special to hear, and we know that you're very humble. You don't want to talk too much about yourself, so let's talk about somebody you do want to talk about.
okay,
And, last week we talked to Coach Bowen about being able to watch his son Banks play and how special that is, even though he's on the other side of the ball. Now you're on the defensive side.
Yeah.
Your son Levy's on the offensive side. How special is it that he's here and you get to watch him?
well, honestly speaking, this is historic. Just based on him growing up and me being in college and him not being here with me, but also him being allowed to come to games and being around. I think there was an interest that was sparked a long time ago, and being able to actually live it now, and I can go touch my son. I can go love on him whenever I want. He can stop by my office and steal my snacks. He's around. I get to see him every single day. He's around my little girl, his sister, and my wife. And man, this has been a dream come true. Nothing short of that.
What's it like? He's an offensive lineman, right? And you want to get the better of him in practice, but you want
Oh, yeah.
him to be all world as well. What's it like balancing coach dad?
I find myself conflicted quite a bit, trying not to watch him too much, but also watch my job, my linebackers, and there's times where my guys and him have to meet and clash and bang some, and during practice I don't root for him. Dur- during practice I do not root for him. So when he pancakes somebody, I am not excited about it. But when I watch film later that night and I realize, oh, my son doing this, I just smile and always show my wife and just send clips out to the family as much as I can.
Oh, that's great. Describe Levy as a player. Just it's interesting that not only you're his father, but also you're a coach and you get to watch the film of him doing that to your guys. Describe him as a player.
As a player, extremely athletic, very twitchy. His first step is kind of scary to be that big for someone to move that quickly. I think my son has my blood in him. He definitely has my temperament. He's a little more relaxed than I am on a daily. My temperature runs a little hotter than his, but I would definitely say when his heat's all the way up, you better watch out because once we're able to control that, I don't want to say rage, but
The football
the
mentality.
football mentality. Once he figures out how to control it, there's a very good player sitting over there in that chair that's going to help this university.
We can't wait for sure. Now, let's talk a little bit about you. You don't
Okay.
like to, but
All right.
I'm going to start with something
I
that
knew it was coming.
I'm going to start with something that you're going to love.
Okay.
You played at a time when A.J. Millie was your quarterback, Will
My
Hall was
guy.
just coming out, Mark Hudspeth, and everybody wanted to talk about that offense. I
Yep.
mean, the offenses were DeMarcus Blunt was here.
Man,
I mean,
Marcus Lewis.
But yes, you can just go down the list of
Mayer.
great receivers that
God,
you play
Messing.
with some dudes, and everybody focuses on the offense.
Yep.
But they forget the Thundercats. That defense was pretty stinking good.
We came in as a bunch of freshmen that didn't know any better. We didn't care about winning and losing. Well, we cared about winning and losing, but it was more about each other. And yeah, you can ask any of those foot five guys that were here from the '05 year. We were probably one of the more tight-knit freshman groups that has ever touched this university, because we cared, and we cared about each other, and the little things mattered to us. So we were much more player-led than coach-led, and I feel like we're starting to get to that point with this group, but they still have a long way to go to kind of replicate some of those days because of the little things. We had guys in place like Derek Chapman, who may not seem like he was much of a leader to the outside world, but inside that locker room, his voice spoke loudly. A.J. Milwee, unquestioned leader on our team. Not the most vocal, not the person that's going to be out front, loud-mouthing and being loud about it. But as far as someone that I trust with my life, A.J. Milwee's at the top of that list, just because I've gone to war with this man. And just to be honest with you, that first offseason I spent with him as a freshman taught me and molded me in ways that carried me through my career. And I appreciate that man so much just for spending the time. It was about the time back then.
Yeah, a lot of high-profile games that you guys played in, a lot
Yeah.
of wins that you guys collected, and to do it all together, I think a lot of future Hall of Famers, some current as well, already from that era.
Log jam of guys.
A log jam for sure. What's maybe the one or two most memorable moments from that era when you played?
Oh, man. From 2005, my red shirt year, to 2009, my senior year, what sticks out? Definitely that 2005 team with, God, Vinny Saylor. Don't even get me started on the offensive line with Lance.
Oh, man.
and
Oh, so good.
JD and Brett Mask and all those guys, DeMarcus Blunt, Eric Packer, just all those guys. Defensively, I mean, the Donald Tharps of the world.
Oh, yeah.
Man, just being around those guys and just watching, especially as a young buck, going on a semifinal run as a red shirt, I'm like, oh my God, like we got some big shoes to fill, and we took it personally. And even AJ going into that next year took it personally. So I would say losing to Northwest Missouri in the semifinals at home sticks out as just a starting point. Beating Valdosta in 2006 at home, and we were all freshmen. We were all a bunch of puppies, me and Montrell Craft and the crew. Beating them at home, I think beating Delta in the playoffs in 2007 were always great battles, just going against the Ochre. I can't stand them. And the loss to Northwest Missouri again in 2008 at their place, after being so good all season and losing in that fashion, it definitely crunk our motors up to get ready for 2009, and just beating Delta 2009. That when we put the student section.
Was that the blackout game?
That was the blackout
Yep.
game.
The first one, I think.
That was the first one, and beating Delta, and we were down 10 that most of that game.
Yeah.
And those memories probably stick out the most.
So I mean, flooded with memories, great moments.
Yeah.
And now you're going to get to take part in another historic moment
Yeah.
on September 19th when
Yep.
we open up Bank Independent Stadium, which is right there behind us. It's hard to think back to what it was last year, what the bowl was, what all
Yeah.
was there, but it's almost done now. It's beautiful. How excited are you to run through that tunnel with this team for the first ever football game on campus?
It gives me literal chills. If you need to be fired up or motivated on that day, please get away from me. I don't understand, like, if they knew where this place has grown from, if these kids were actually able to go back in time and just see how this place has grown and changed, maybe they would have a little bit more respect for the people and the staff that have put in work to provide these things, and also the sacrifices that people have made before them. But I am extremely excited. It was, and a little bit off subject, but just being in Brawley last year
Yep.
was, I had a few moments. I actually shed some tears a few times, just being excited and being back and just being able to pause and be on the field with my family. And man, I'm excited. I look forward to putting a good product out on the field.
Well, last thing for me, Coach, it was exciting to see you on the sideline, to experience all that history. Obviously,
Yes.
you would have came back for some of that. You
For
came
sure.
back for the Hall of Fame induction a few years ago, but being on the sideline, being part of that, still being in the program and seeing all the history that we celebrated last year and to
Yes, sir.
transition to this new era, simply, what does UNA mean to you?
UNA, to me, is a place that wanted me when no one else did. And excuse me for getting emotional about it, but this place gave me a shot when no one else did. And it's personal. My son knows this. I've been offered other jobs. Could have gone multiple different places. I'm not leaving this university as long as he's here and until we return to prominence. I'm not a money motivated individual. So I care more about the place that sold into me before there was a Hall of Fame Mike Johnson, before there was an all-conference player or any of those accolades. This place took care of me in ways that I'm not sure other places would have. And it's personal. So there's work to be done, and I'm not going anywhere.
Gets me fired up right there. And
Yeah.
let's leave it with this. And last year, I know it was a tough year, but we're in a lot of big battles.
Yeah.
This year, you guys have been putting in work like crazy. A
Yeah.
lot of new dudes, a lot of returnees. Why do people need to get on the bandwagon with us right now as we gear up for the 2026
For
run?
sure, for sure. With us having with us having this transfer portal and this new group of guys, and my son will be able to speak to it a little more than I can, but we have a unique opportunity to kind of reset the culture, to kind of reset who the Purple Swarm has been, the way that we go about attacking the field and attacking offenses or attacking defenses. I'm not satisfied with the way we've gone about it up until now, but I do recognize the opportunity for us to fix it, and I take that extremely personal. And the guys that I work with also, Vincent Jackson, takes it personal. So expect something different this fall.
Hey, I was just thinking Purple Swarm to Thundercats. We might have to challenge them to come up with their own nickname for themselves, right?
They need to earn it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to earn it first. Nah, ain't no nicknames just getting thrown out. Because I think they'll just throw something against the wall and see if it sticks. And it'd probably be a terrible name.
Let that identity emerge.
Yeah,
That's right.
Come the
earn
fall.
it first, man.
Mike, it's always fun catching up with you, man.
Yes,
We're so
sir.
glad you're here with us,
Love
man,
you,
and we
man.
can't
Thank
wait
you.
for the fall.
Thank you, man.
All right, from Mike Johnson to Levy Johnson, we're going to take a break. We're going to get another Johnson up here and talk some more UNA football. Excited to welcome in Levy Johnson from Bay High School, Panama City, Florida. Comes to North Alabama after stints at Western Kentucky and South Alabama. But he's a Lion. He's back home following in his father's footsteps. Man, thanks for joining us. How's it feel to be back home at North Alabama?
It's a great feeling. I can't lie. I used to come here a lot when I was younger, and I really can't remember, but I remember the games and seeing him on the field. So it feels like a second home.
Yeah, it feels like a second home indeed. And we know that Coach Johnson played at Bay High School. You played at Bay High School, kind
Yes,
of
sir.
followed his footsteps. Talk about growing up in Florida, being part of that, and just how much you enjoyed that.
Man, growing up in Florida down there, it was great. Everything about it, just going to school. I really didn't play football in high school until my sophomore year, so I really got into it a little late. But once I found out, like, man, I could do something with this. Like, it was about that time. I was about 6'3", 340 walking around, didn't want to play ball. I was like, something got to change. Too big to be walking around, not playing no sports.
So what made you get into it?
Just being too big walking around.
Simple as that. Well, obviously, Coach Johnson's very humble about his career, and you're kind of building your new legacy now, and he's invested in that. But talk about what you know about his legacy and what it was like growing up watching him play.
Man, that's one of the greats in right there. That's one of the greats. It's definitely some expectations that, like, I'm trying to live up to, but you can't beat that, man. That's a goat right there. I can't lie to you.
O-line, this group, a lot of new faces coming in, right? What's it been like this spring as you all have meshed together throughout spring practice?
I told all my guys right after practice, like, this is the happiest I've been in a long time, like, football-wise, like, actually falling in love with the game. So I told them after practice, like, man, I love y'all. Like, y'all helping me find the love of the game. So all them boys, like, just we click together so well.
So you've been at Western Kentucky, South Alabama, now here at North Alabama, kind of finding your footing here, and you're a utility offensive lineman, which
Yes,
you
sir.
don't always see that, but you're able to play tackle. You've been asked to do a lot of different things. You played guard at one point, probably going to play tackle here, but talk about just playing the different positions and which one you kind of gravitate to the most.
So I started off playing tackle in high school, so it's probably like it's second nature. So I jumped back into it quick. I haven't played it a lot in college. I played it my freshman year, but then I moved back inside to the interior. So it's like it's really no preference. I'm just like, yeah, like I'm used to it already. So
Wherever you're needed.
yeah, wherever they needed me to be at.
So you go back into the portal. Your dad's up here coaching. Was it a no-brainer, or did Dad have to kind of put his best sales pitch
it
on
was
as well?
It was a no-brainer. So I definitely at South, I stepped away from the game a little bit just for injury reasons, and just on the phone with my pops, Coach Dearman, and Coach Thomas when he was here. I was like, we got to make this happen. Like, my pops over here, it's definitely a no-brainer. I got to get here.
So obviously you had that built-in connection, but talk about some of your teammates on the offensive line that you've connected with so far, and who you've kind of gotten close with this early in the spring.
So definitely my running back, Jalen Calhoun, that's my roommate. So my pop set that up originally because he knew, like, off rip we was just going to click. So that's my boy. He feel like one of my brothers. Like, that's definitely my boy.
Off the field, when you're away from football, what do you do to kind of take your mind off things?
I'm a simple guy, man. I don't do much. Football, working out, go home. That's it. Real family guy. I'm at his house a lot, so I'm stealing all his food like he told y'all earlier.
Yeah, well, speaking of food, I walked in the office this morning and saw you had a pretty big plate of breakfast, and you talked about you're pretty strict on your regimen of what you eat. Kind of go into some of that nutrition and the diet that goes into what you do.
So with me, I had to put on some weight. I had about 15 more pounds to go to reach my goal. So I try to count everything I eat. So bongos is a big thing. One of his linebackers actually put me onto it. He said, you get this $14 plate, and they stack it up, and they give you a whole bunch of food, and it's cheap. It's probably about 1,800 calories.
Wow.
You know, we had Josh White on a few weeks ago, and a big offensive lineman. He's sitting there diving into or defensive lineman, excuse me. He's diving into nutrition as well. It's really changed in college athletics right now. I mean, all of these players, top to bottom, how much time are you guys spending kind of researching nutrition and what's smart and how to eat and how to do this the right way?
So they got me a nutritionist. So, but I've always knew like what to put in my put into my body, and what to eat, and like when to eat, how to eat. So, it's real simple things. It gets kind of hard with how much we work, but it's all about balancing it out.
Ben kind of alluded to it. You know, a lot of size on the defensive line as well as the offensive line. What's it been like going against some of those guys in spring so far?
The defensive lineman, competitive, real deal competitive. So, I think my biggest competition is probably Jaheim and really just Jaheim. Jaheim is a beast, bro. But like with that kind of work and that kind of player, like that's definitely somebody you want because it's gonna get you better. We all just gonna get each other better.
Now, I know linemen hate the first couple days of practice, right? Just helmets. And really, you probably don't even really like the shells, right? You might as well just go all out at that point. But
Literally.
I think full pads back today. I mean, is that the day to really put in the work?
I mean, every day is to put in work when you're playing offensive line. Doesn't matter if you shells, shirts, shorts, go out there with nothing on. It's gonna be a work day when you're playing offensive line.
Yeah. What's the difference though when those full pads go on? I mean, does the intensity kind of ramp up a little bit?
Oh no, it's already intense. Like I said, we could be wearing nothing but helmets out there. It's gonna be intense regardless. So
Love it.
Now, don't give away too much. We want the element of surprise, right? But Travis Partridge coming in, new offensive look right now. What can fans expect the first time they see this unit take the field next year?
an explosive offense. That's all I can say. It's gonna be real explosive. We're gonna try to light up that scoreboard.
And how great is that knowing that you're going into a brand new stadium? You kind of see it coming online right now. Every day it just seems like something else has popped up with the new stadium, and you guys are going to be the first team to play on it. What does that do for you? How do you feel about it?
Man, it hypes me up. Like I'm so ready to touch down on that field. It's gonna be crazy. I can't really say too much right now because I'm gonna get myself pumped up.
Now, I mean, Brawley had tons of big moments. September 19th is going to be a big moment. The first ever football game on campus, Bank Independence Stadium, Bobby Wallace Field. All right, I've been wondering, and you're the first player I'm going to ask this. I've asked one other this, but who will score the first touchdown in Bank Independence Stadium? I've talked to Destin Wade about this, and I've told Destin I expect him to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a thought or a guess of who will get that historic first touchdown?
So I have a little sleeper, and I've been saying it for a while now since camp started. I like it to be Xavier Johnson.
Okay.
That kid right there, just like his speed, the way he can track the ball when it's in the air, like crazy athletic sleeper.
Name to watch. Mike, have you thought about that at all
You know,
yet?
I was going to ask Levy, you think there's any way that maybe somebody could fumble on the 1 yard line and then maybe you just happen to be the one to scoop it up?
Man, that would be a dream come true. I have thoughts about that all the time.
Levy, this has been a lot of fun, man. This gets us juiced up for the fall. I can't wait to get rolling. But what is the last thing people need to know about you as you come to North Alabama?
It's not much to me, man. I'm a real chill guy, so you probably won't see me on campus a bunch unless I'm in the caf or in class.
I hear you.
Spoken like a true offensive lineman. Levy Johnson, we appreciate you joining us and chatting with us.
Yes,
Nice
sir.
to meet you. We appreciate Mike Johnson swinging by. You can watch all these episodes backlogged on social media. We'll be back with you next week as well. We're going to try to take this as deep into summer as we can, just keep the conversation rolling, talking some UNA football. And, Mike, it's been a big couple of weeks. We introduced a new basketball coach yesterday. We got baseball and softball at home. Diamond Sports, tennis is trying to make a run towards a repeat in championship spring sports, but football will be here soon.
Yeah, football's on the way. We're over halfway through spring practice now. We're getting some mic'd up segments going out on Twitter with some of the new assistant coaches. So be sure to tune into that. Coach Johnson had maybe the best one last year. It was a lot of fun. So, yeah, spring ball's about to wrap up as we get into April. And like you said, Ben, we're kind of in that mid-April championship run where a lot of sports are going at once and all the championship events are kind of coming to a close, and softball's ranked in the mid-major polls. Baseball's got a big weekend. Should be a lot of fun.
Can't wait. We hope to see you out at baseball tonight and all weekend. Softball starts Friday, Saturday. Of course, tennis, golf, beach volleyball, their season's winding down. They're getting ready to head to the postseason as well. So we'll be back with you next Thursday, 9 a.m. Appreciate you all tuning in. Roar Lions.